all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Hey there, your yard took a real beating this summer. Luckily, Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard has your back. Just feed your grass with Scott's again this fall when the air is cool and the soil is warm. It's the perfect time to give your lawn a boost. If you do, Winter Guard will give your yard the nourishment it needs to help weak, thin grass recover and support root growth, giving you a greener, more resilient lawn both now and next spring. Guaranteed. Grab a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard today. You'll be back to barbecuing in no time. This is a Scott's Yard.
Hey parents, we all try to be extra careful with our children in the car, but then we get an important call or text. Remember, our children are watching. Make every drive a good example. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Back here on Jared the Bossman Show, we got one of the new coaches hires here. He didn't get to go very far. He moved up a C in the world. San Francisco Dons new head coach Todd Golden. Coach Golden, how things out there in the Golden State of California, man?
It's going great, man. It's going great. It's been a crazy couple of days, but my goodness, I'm blessed, and I'm just really excited about this opportunity.
Yes, indeed. And I said, what did it mean to you? When the university and the administration come to you, say, hey, Coach Golden, we want you to take over for Coach Smith, who set a great standard in San Francisco before he got the job at Washington State. They want you to lead the program going forward. So knowing that they wanted you was the guy they honed in on, how does that make you feel?
Honestly, it's I think it's more of a response to the players from the standpoint that they wanted, this program is incredibly healthy. Coach Kyle did a great job building this thing up, and we want to just keep it going. Continuity was key. We have 10 returning scholarship players with this group. All 10 are coming back, which is incredibly exciting. And we have a really good thing going, and I appreciate the administration and everybody on campus, believing in me to continue on with this charge. Yes, indeed. And so now for you, you're moving up one seat there. You make all the choices. Yep. Now. It's all on you now. So how in this first few days and weeks has been since you gave him the job here? How's it been knowing that, hey, every decision's on me? Now I don't make suggestions anymore.
I make decisions now. So how is that being adjusted from giving suggestions to being the man making decisions now, saying this is how it's going to be?
That's a great question. It's pretty funny because, as an assistant, as an associate head coach, there's plenty of times where, you have a strong opinion about something and, you're just sitting over there and wondering, if it would work or not. Well, now you can have all those strong opinions, but the bottom line is you're going to be responsible for them. And it's a great challenge. And, obviously there's added pressure and everything along those lines, but hey, this is why we do it. This is why we enter the profession. And I just feel great that I've been able to retain a lot of my staff. And like I said, we have great kids in our program who are high achievers both on and off the court. And they're going to make my life a lot easier in this transition.
Exactly. That's very key for you. I saw somebody, when they promoted you, I'm like, well, they'll still be okay because he's already been there. You can retain some of the staff if Coach Kyle don't raid the staff, which is
right.
You can keep most of your staff and keep the players there. They won't feel like, I don't know who's coming in here, who from wherever coming in here. And also you can keep the guys you're recruiting already in contact with, say, hey, we're still here. It's just one guy's gone. Don't stop the show here.
That's right. No, that's right. And like my main focus when I was promoted was really to focus on our current guys. A lot of times when a new coach gets a new job, the program might not be in good shape and they might have to go out and recruit new student athletes to fill spots and rebuild the program. I'm fortunate that that's not the case here. Like I said, Coach Kyle did an amazing job building the foundation. And to your point, all 10 guys coming back, the 2 scholarship players we have coming in are committed to still be a part of this program moving forward. And it's a very healthy environment and one that I'm just blessed to take over.
Exactly. And also, which you get the job here early, you can run the workouts and implement your system, your style, your plan, your what tweaks you're going to go with since Coach Kyle's moved on.
Right. Yep. And the good thing for our guys is that not a lot in that regard is going to change. I think we had a very successful blueprint, successful plan. We're going to coach Kevin Hovde, who I promoted to my associate head coach, who stayed on with us, and I'm very happy about. We're going to try to put our fingerprints on this program a little bit and try to find little incremental ways that we can make improvements. But the bottom line is this program was headed in the right direction, and it's our job to continue steering it that way.
And I know at the mid-major level, player development is very, very key. So as you move into here to April, May, June, and on beyond towards the fall when the season starts again, where's the player development plan to get these guys better, all your returning guys, get them into their games mentally, physically, and emotionally there?
Yeah, well, you know what? We're going to use the spring as a time to really work on our individual offensive game. Spring's a time, to your point, to really work on individual skills, whether it be dribbling, whether it be shooting, scoring, driving. And we're going to put these guys through a couple workouts every week where we're focusing on that. And at the same time, we're going to start playing some one-on-one, some two-on-two, even some three-on-three, so we can really continue to work on playing together. Using those skills that we're working on in those individual workouts. Well, we got to try to implement those in game situations. So we're going to put 2-on-2 out there, just continue to find ways to play together, kind of learn the intricacies of 2-on-2, 3-on-3 basketball, because those situations show up quite a bit in 5-on-5.
You got that right. Like, just UCF could have won the game against Duke, but they messed up a fast break. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, you said, Coach, those incremental moments when you're doing 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, it shows itself up on a fast break. It's like a secondary break as well, primary break. You might see that. So it's good at those drills now. And you got to be happy you have 4 hours. Now, I know you guys only had 2 hours. You used to only have 2. Then you have 4.
Right.
So you can really get a lot more done with 4 than 2. Man.
There's no question about it. And honestly, that was a change that the NCAA made that was really a smart change, right? Because the old rule used to be 8 hours a week, 2 hours on the floor, 6 hours in the weight room. Now they've kind of evened it out, 4 hours on the floor, 4 hours in the weight room. And, it's just better for the players because the bottom line is, these guys are 18 to 22 years old. They're young adults, but they need coaching. They need more coaching. They need more individual attention on the floor. And I think as you see, the years go by, you're going to see more and more skilled players because it's just going to be a result of the coaches being able to mold them better, spend more time with them, and really guide them that way.
Exactly. And like you said, helping develop these guys as men as well. And for us, the classroom now, Coach, what are your philosophy on the classroom, getting these guys to also be student athletes? I know they're athletes, but also become students to leave with their degrees as well.
No, it's the most important thing in our program. And to be honest, we're very transparent about it on the front end. We want guys with great attitudes, great work ethics, and guys that really want to be at San Francisco. And the bottom line is, if you're not taking care of your academic business, then you're not going to play in our program. We've really done a great job achieving in the classroom over the last couple of years. I think over the last 2 years, we have a grade point average somewhere between 3.3 and 3.4. It's remarkable. It's one of the best in the country. We had 4 members of our team on the all West Coast Conference academic team this past year. And I think we have 8 or 9 guys out of our 13 scholarship players last year that made over a 3.2. So, we believe smart wins. We believe responsible wins. And, if you're not able to handle your business that way, you're probably not going to be able to cut it to be a Don.
You got that right, Coach. And like I said, I know out in California, a lot of schools have high academic standards. You have to perform in the classroom and on the court to play out there, because I know a lot of schools out there are very big on academics, especially in the UC program and the non-UC program as well. Very academically oriented.
No question. And USF is a very good school, private school, with great curriculum both on the math side and the reading side. And, it just provides our guys with an opportunity to take advantage of the scholarship, right? I mean, these guys are coming in, they're playing basketball. That's really a lot of their primary focus. But at the same time, we expect them to have a similar level of responsibility in the classroom, because at the end of the day, that paper is going to take them a lot further than the basketball will for most of these kids.
And I want to talk about non-conference scheduling, Coach. What's a big thing that came up with the net rankings this year? It's the way tournament. You can see Greensboro and Lipscomb didn't get in the tournament. Also, Belmont got in, but they beat Lipscomb twice to help them with their net ranking. So for you, non-conference schedule in the WCC, which is one of the better mid-major conferences, you have Gonzaga and St. Mary's, who always tend to begin in the tournament. So how do you go about scheduling these games? I know you got a lot of schools in California that you can play, so you really don't have to be bought per se. You can kind of do it all in that area out there, all the schools you can play. So how you see us going about scheduling and you guys tough and getting guys to come to you and play in San Francisco as well, and kind of playing up and down the coast with the schools up from Washington and Oregon all the way through California? They're good programs as well.
Yeah, no question. We really, especially last year going into this year, our goal was to kind of raise the bar in terms of our non-conference opponents in our non-conference strength of schedule. Now, the funny thing is, you can do your best to create a difficult non-conference schedule, but it still is reliant upon the teams that you're competing against to do their part. And last year was interesting because we thought going into the year that we were going to have a very difficult non-conference. We played Stanford, we played Cal, we had Arizona State on the schedule, we played Buffalo over in Belfast, we played Harvard at home, Cal State, Fullerton, who had made the NCAA tournament the year before, Stephen F. Austin, who was a tournament team the year before. But some of those teams did not, achieve as well, whether it was because of injuries or bad luck, to the same level that we expected it to. So our strength of schedule was not great. So all you can do, especially in a mid-major league, is do your best to play difficult opponents, to schedule teams that you think are going to be good, and then let the chips fall where they may. And we kind of talk about it internally. Teams in at-large situations, and I don't have the answer necessarily on how to do this, but they should really, in terms of their non-conference strength of schedule, should be judged by what they were doing prior to the year beginning, what those opponents were supposed to finish, because you can't control how they play throughout the year. Teams that, are projected to finish first in their league, well, if they finish sixth, you were trying to play a difficult schedule, and it just didn't work out that way. So we haven't found the answer to that. We're still working through it, but we're trying to raise the bar in terms of who we play in the non-conference.
Yes, indeed. And, Coach, I want to ask you this, Coach Golden, who are some guys in your career, whether it be professionally or personally, who's really impacted your life very greatly to get you to the point you're to be the head coach of USF Don? I know you're a WCC alum as well. So who are some guys who really helped you get you to the point you are today, man?
That's a great question. I've been blessed, to be honest. I've played for and worked with amazing coaches. Started back in high school with Dan Mannix. He's a Brooklyn native out in Phoenix, Arizona, where I grew up. He coached our high school team. We had some great success, won a state championship. And, he's now retired in the Arizona State Hall of Fame with over 500 career wins. When I moved to college, obviously I played for the great Randy Bennett over at St. Mary's, who's still coaching today. I was on a couple of his first teams, the first 2 teams that made the NCAA tournament for him. And my goodness, for him to be able to do what he has done over the last 20 years is flat out remarkable. He's over 400 wins, beat Gonzaga, who's the number 1 team in the country in the conference tournament this year to make the NCAA. And he's just a guy that I really feel like, would be a great person to emulate in terms of how to run the program and coach your team. And I'll say this is a great stat, and I love bragging about this. My junior year at St. Mary's, we had 6 staff members on the staff. 5 of those men went on to be Division I head coaches. And the last guy ended up being a under 40 Sports Business Daily Journal guy. So I was surrounded by incredibly talented people, great coaches, great men, and they kind of molded me into the man I am today. And the last one, and some people don't know this, but 5 years ago, in years 1 and 2, I worked with Bruce Pearl and his staff at Auburn, trying to help build the foundation before I got back out here to San Francisco. And he was another guy completely different from Coach Smith and Coach Bennett, but another, just another great coach and a guy who really, gets the most out of his players.
Yes, indeed. I want to ask you about the NIT rule changes that I'm seeing so far for in the post out, the lane out there, the 3-point line, the resetting of the fouls there at the 10-minute mark of the half there. So looking at the NIT rules and the experiment they're doing, how are your thoughts on them? Do you feel like these rules will end up in the full D1 games in a year or two maybe?
You know what? It's a great question, and I think the college game, the NBA game, and the international game, at some point they got to get together and try to find a way to make everything a little more similar. When you go from FIBA, which is the Federation of International Basketball, and then play college, it's 2 completely different games. It really is, from the 3-point line to the key to the shot clock, fouls, quarters to halves, everything like that. And I think that the experiential rules and the NIT, and they do it sometimes in the preseason as well, they are some very similar to FIBA type rules in some certain ways. So I'm for it. I think it's a great time to experience it, to give it a shot and see if we can kind of blend these games a little more to make them more similar.
As being an NBA guy, I love to see them advance the ball in the last 2 minutes of the half because I feel like that gives a team who's down a better chance to win and running up the court. Now, sometimes it works out, but a lot of times it don't. So I'd rather be up in the front court to draw up a play, have a legitimate chance to win the game, not just throwing up a heave, three-quarter court heave, and hoping to go in. No,
that would be a great rule change, and similar to what you were just speaking about before. I'd be totally for changing the game to 4 10-minute quarters where it's 5 fouls per quarter, and you'll have a little more scoring, you'll get a little more bonus, but it's just a little more NBA-like, it's a little more professional-like, and I think it's always a good thing if you're able to, in terms of the rules, make the game more like a professional game.
And going to my background in psychology, 4 quarters will help a guy feel like they can come back rather than 2 halves. You're down big at halftime. Right. You got a half. Oh, God, we can't come back. If you got 4 quarters, you're down that big at halftime. Let's get third quarter, knock it out here. We can chip away. They feel like they have more of a chance than they would if it was just 2 halves, per se.
You know what? I never thought about it like that, but that's a great point. It really is. I think, you go into halftime down 15, your goal might be at the end of the third quarter to cut that thing to single digits. Whereas, you go into halftime down 15, what do you say to your team at halftime? Let's make sure we get single digits at some point under the 10 minutes. I don't know. It'd be difficult, but
yes, it's a hard sell there.
It's a very valid point.
Very hard sell. Now, last one I got for you, Coach, is I know you told me off there it's been kind of crazy for you these last few days as you've been hired as coach. So talk to us. What has your day been like? What time you get into the office? Who's coming by to see you, man? How's it been? Being the new coach on the big guy on campus now.
You know what? I was nervous that I was going to have to change my phone number for a little bit because I'll tell you, there were some people coming out of the woodwork that I hadn't heard from years. But and my wife, she was getting mad at me, telling me to put my phone on silent when we were trying to go to bed because that thing kept buzzing and vibrating. But it's great, and it's a once. It's your first job is obviously a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I'm just extremely excited and happy to hear from all these people, and obviously not sleeping a whole lot, but just really excited. Because like I said, I walked into a pretty unique situation. This isn't like most times where you get your first job. This is a program that's already been built up, and I've just been tasked with continuing that trend. And like I said earlier, I'm glad I was able to retain quite a bit of our staff and guys that share that same vision, and we're going to give it the best we got.
Hopefully that phone will die down for you real soon, man. So your wife will be mad at you.
That's right. I got to put that thing on silent. I'll be just fine.
Round and round, round and round.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
A gorgeous tan from Suntan City gives you an inner glow that relights the fire when you run into your first crush.
Vicky, who was that?
An old boyfriend.
Lucky you just tanned at Suntan City.
Lucky he's single. We're doing lunch tomorrow.
Won't be single for long then.
During Tour of the City, try all 5 tans, including spray tan, for just $4.99. Restrictions may apply. Click to buy now.
Suntan City, let yourself shine.
When you're a teen, you finally get to make some of your own decisions. Who are you going to hang out with? What do you want to be? Are you going to glance at that text while driving? Remember, a split second is all it takes for something tragic to happen. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
It's maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer.
Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me.
Alexa, play Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Okay. Maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer.
With Amazon Music, a voice is all you need. Get tens of millions of songs. Download the Amazon Music app today.
Yeah, it's your man JC, the host with the most, baby, and it goes down each and every Saturday night right here in the city of Memphis. That's right, y'all. It goes down at Clicks Sports Bar Memphis, baby. 3705 Malco Way, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. Come out and join us, the Three Kings, each and every Saturday night for the livest karaoke in the city. Everybody gets in free till 10 p.m. Only $5 after. Great food. We got drink specials. We got all kind of games, man. We got the pool tables popping. Whatever you want, we got you, man. Come on out. Have a good time with us each and every Saturday night. That's Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis.